when you're filing the hammers for an upright piano, you want to secure it on something, and I've got a bench here with a little vise. If you look down here, I've got little cups that I found, just little things under here to hold this upright, and that causes my hammers to drop down from my dampers so I can get in there. And come over here and look at this. This is secured in here so it won't go anywhere that way. And then if you look at the back over there, I've got another, it's actually lid to McGlue thing under there, and that gives me plenty of room here to work. So I do the same procedure as I do on a grand piano, except I have this arranged so my dampers are up higher. I come here and I go as low as I can on the shoulder, and I bring a bead or a layer of felt up and around to the top, almost like I'm filing a single hammer. Remember, you're only taking off the first third of the string grooves on this side, and then a third on the other side. So under here I have a voicing block. You need to put something like that under here so that I can press down on the hammers as I'm going down and doing this, filing from there. And I've got, this is I think an 80 grit, and I also have a 220 grit that I can go back and smooth it over so it looks nice. To get the other side of the hammer, all I do is I lift up with this voicing block, use the same procedure, and just go over the top. And once again, I'm only doing 1/3 of the string groove on this side. And also, as you do this, look at the hammer and make sure that you've got balance. I can see on here that I need to balance these hammers out. I haven't done much on them yet. I'll show you here that one side is a little bit fatter than the other, and this is from the factory, Steinway, so I'm going to straighten those out, balance them out, and I think it'll give me better tone. You can see that this side of the hammer is a little fatter than that side, so I'm going to go back with my sanding paddle and even that all out and balance it. And remember, the first stage of this hammer shaping is sculpting the hammers. You see the angled hammers, I usually do those with a single strip. So I'm doing these with a single strip, but you can actually get away with some of these down here, or up here I should say, in the middle of the piano that are a little bit angled. You can go ahead and file them all. It won't hurt anything if there's a slight angle to that. In fact, a lot of the factories are just doing that anyway, all even up to the more angled ones. But what I'll do then is single strip file these. As I single file these, I try to make sure that it comes across the top and I don't take away that string groove. Remember, I'm going to try to keep the middle third of it, and I'm pressing wherever I want to take off felt. And I go up here very carefully. Now I'm going to push this up here, and I'm going to go the opposite direction. Once again, wherever I press my thumb is going to take off a little bit of felt. You notice that it's getting a little rough. It doesn't want to be filed that way very much, so just go lighter. If you go lighter, really light, then you can actually smooth those out. You don't need to have different grits necessarily. You just go a little bit lighter, and then come over and just, I'm not through with it yet, but I'm going to look at it, clear it off. I need a little bit off right there to make this more symmetrical. And it should take you less than 30 seconds or so to do this. I'm just taking time to show you on camera here. But I can actually go this way. Now the string grooves, the string cuts on top are being diminished a little bit, but more importantly, my shape is starting to come. You can see that I'm approaching my 1/3. When I get to this point, there's something I can do, and you actually can do the whole piano this way, but here is a sanding strip from Jürgen Göring, a pianoforte supply. I've used one I had years ago. I did almost 1,000 sets of hammers with, but here's how this goes. Now this sanding strip will get 3 at a time, and notice I have my block down here still. I'm pushing down on it, and with these 2 fingers, I'm touching where and pushing, putting pressure on where I want some felt to come off. And so I just go through it. It's real quick. You just go through it. You can go over across the top a little bit, and you're starting to nudge that groove a little bit farther. Now for using the sanding strip, I've got my voicing block under here, and I've removed the cups that are supporting it, so it's down here like this, and I can get full access to this now. So now that I've taken material off both shoulders, and I've left a third of the cuts in the middle there. I'm going to kind of gently go around. I'm only doing the first 3 or 4 hammers here to show you. But I'm going to go over and let it curve over the crown just slightly, and I can go back this way a little bit, or I can actually go lightly this way and expose where I am on my string cuts. And then I can actually go over the top like this even and get it to where it looks really nice. And when we get through, you're almost going to have to use a flashlight across the crown to see where those string cuts are. And I'm just going to work this over until it looks really nice. Truth be told, I like Jurgen's sandpaper. It's actually not sandpaper. This is synthetic material. Sandpaper has different, within that, it has different kinds of grits all mixed in, but this is one firm grit all the way, so it does very good work. And as I was saying, I like to use this to do the whole job. And on over 10 years, I think I did 1,000 sets of hammers with one strip. It's that durable. And I can really fine tune it, really make it look pretty just with one piece of sandpaper. Jurgen Göring Pianoforte Supply. And on the single angled hammers, I like the single strip. It's the exact same stuff, but I can really work that in. And it's like this. I'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, then I'll push it up and go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. A little awkward for the camera bending over here, but I can do that like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. On the other side, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I'm done. It's that quick with the single one. You'll know if you're doing something if you look under the piano and you find all this felt. I'm certainly taking some felt off.